my dad and my mom. Who knows what this will become, you know? How would I know 25 years ago that life would take me in this direction? It's fun to be a photographer and control everything, but I discovered that it's fun not to control. It was like my photographer career had stopped there. Yeah, becoming a fashion photographer is at least it was in my time, because it was all, negatives, and it wasn't digital. So it was a kind of a complex task, to become a photographer and actually say, oh, I'm a photographer. It took a long time. It's Leah. I was in New York from 95 to 2002, 2003, going from New York to Paris trying to get gigs. This was a big model at the time called Hannelore. In London, I got to shoot a few celebrities, a few singers. I think it was a very bright moment in fashion. It was about behavior, personal style. I don't know, I think it was fresher. See the water here, the droplet of water? It just happens. Well, then I came to Brazil. I was really welcomed here. And then I started shooting for Brazilian Vogue a lot, and campaigns and stuff. But after a while, I think, I don't know, I started having problems with the jobs. There was little freedom to the photographer. I'd always be a photographer, but I'm not sure what I'm doing right now is the photographer I want to be, who I want to be. One of the places here in the house was my studio, and it was closed for like a year and a half. All my archives, old pictures, all my memories, my photographic memories were in this room. And I was like, wow, man, I'm being really irresponsible here. The rent here is really expensive, and I have this huge room here closed. I'd pass in front of it and not even look at the door, I was in denial with the whole thing. And then all of a sudden I said, well, enough of this. I gotta open this door and start working on something. I don't know what it is. And then I opened the first drawer, and there it was, the big shock. I was like, wow. Yeah, the pictures are basically molding. Almost all of them were kind of like this. The first thing you think is rubbish, trash. I'm dying, man. Everything is dying around me. What am I doing with my life? And I want to do something really meaningful for me. It was hard, but then depression or transformation. This is not really death. It's on the contrary. It's life, because there's life growing out of my pictures now. If it's molded, I think it makes sense that I'm not gonna try and clean it and go back. I wanna go forward. And I said, well, I'm gonna provoke. I'm gonna enhance the mold. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I changed the vision from dark to lightness. I can see all obstacles in my way. What I was looking for years, all of a sudden was not me that created this, was I don't know what, and it was just life itself. And I think it was really healing. The whole process was really healing. I found a purpose, for me and for my work. And it changed forever the way I think about life, Well, the process is pretty primitive. We all know that fungus and mold, they like dark and wet and somehow warm. And then I chose one image. I said, well, now I'm gonna throw a little something here to make it mold more. I get whatever I have, old bread, an old piece of cheese. It's kind of disgusting, if you want to know. So I put all this on the prints where I wanted, sprayed some water to make it really humid, close the box. Let's see what the magic is going to be like. And now there's someone else doing the job for me there, I guess. And then every 3 days I go there and have a look, you know, and not yet. There are times that 3 days it eats the whole picture. This is the face, lips, nose, eyes. And then I found out, you know, that cheese, maybe it's not the best thing, but there was a fruit there that worked the best.
Então dá uma olhada aqui, eu vou segurar aqui e você continua.
I don't really know what it is. I mean, I went to the university here and talked to this guy.
Isso é degradação bacteriana, tá?
Ai, que bonito. He's the head of biology from the São Paulo University. Maybe it's interesting for some people, I'm sure. But for me, I was living the process already. It was about feeling. It's loaded with emotion. For me, it's hard to isolate your artistic work from life and from what you're feeling. Catharsis is the purification and purgation of emotions. I don't know if it sounds a little cliche, but anyway, that's how I felt truly, you know? And that's where the joy comes, and where the joy came into the process, you know? The photograph that now I can jumps out of it and I can actually feel it, you know? There's texture in the image now. Everything, it started being more tactile because, you know, it became 3D. I have to confess that when I opened was kind of another shock. It was a second shock for me, but this time it was a great shock. I get it out of the dark, put it under the light, and then it comes back to photography again, and it becomes two-dimensional. Because it's a decision of the best moment. I could go like right here, bits, you know, frames. I don't know if you can see it here. A little mushroom will grow out of there. But this is all life here. I mean, it's kind of a hairy, intricate net of life. I'm sure here there was lots of organic matter here. This is a street in Paris. 2,000 pigeons on the floor. So as I went, boom, and then all the pigeons. But here was like full of mold, full of life. Don't get too desperate, you know. If something bad happens to you, it's maybe it's a blessing. I don't know, maybe not. It's life itself that makes it. Life is bigger than us. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way.